when we talk about soccer, we always say it is a never-ending season because today we're also going to be having a different final. I know Abdullah Ahmed is here with me, and he's one person who maybe will be smiling tonight, or maybe you'll again be a very, very sad Arsenal fan that you have been for quite a number of months now when you take Chelsea in the FA Cup final. What do you expect in that game, Abdullah?
Tough match for both teams, Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea having won the English Premier League, they're looking for a double this season, the first time since 2010. Arsenal haven't had a good season as it has been in the last 5 seasons. And maybe winning the FA Cup will be something that will maybe give them a morale going into the next season. And also maybe it will make other players who are not satisfied at Arsenal to think twice and maybe stay at Arsenal for next season.
Are you confident that you're winning that game?
A little bit.
You're not
60%.
confident. No, you're not confident. Yes, Abdullah is not confident that Arsenal is going to go out there and bag that much-needed victory against Chelsea when we talk about the FA Cup final. But matters to do with the FA Cup final aside, today we said we are having an important match, and yes, it is matters to do with rugby because the 15-a-side team is going to be in action. And talking about the 15-a-side, I know a lot of people are talking about how Kenya Sevens team had a nightmarish performance in the last leg, that is in London. But today, maybe the Kenyans are going to star, and when they star, they will be starting against a German, a side that is ranked one position below Kenya because it is on the 25th position, and Kenya are ranked on the 15th position. The Kenyan team actually was named, and these are the people who are going to be doing duty for the country in matters to do with the 15th-a-side game today against Germany.
Rugby 15's team manager Wangila Simiyu has named a squad of 23 players who will do duty for the country against Germany in an international test match scheduled for this Saturday.
We want to build a squad for Japan, and therefore this is just a series of games that we want to see Simba's playing in.
What the union has done is, what they've said is investing in the future. We're not only investing in 2019, we're also looking at 2023.
After almost a decade out due to Shujaa outings, Biko Adema returns to the team led by skipper Wilson Kopondo. Other players who will feature for Simba include Simon Muniafu, Darwin Mukiza, David Ambunya of Kenya Harlequins, and Homeboys fullback Tony Onyango. Homeboys duo Philippi Kambili and Bramwell Moyaka, George Nyambua of Kabras Sugar, KCB's Oscar Simiyu and Impala's Leo Seje are also in the lineup and could make their debut.
If you look at what is going on in Kenya Cup, the competition level is quite stiff. Players are coming up. Players are putting up their hands. It's only fair you merit and you're chosen on the national team in terms of performance. And that is why you are seeing new faces and their hands have come up.
After a brief 10 days training time in South Africa, the technical team believes that the Chargers have sharpened their arsenal well to take on the Germans. Germany, who are ranked one place below Kenya, arrived in the country on Tuesday.
Remember, they've been playing very well in the European circuit. Again, the other thing is they are ranked 25th. Now, being ranked 25th is not an easy issue. We've looked at them both in speed and up front, they're quite strong.
This team has put in a lot of effort. They put in a lot of work, and they stood up to be counted. These are the guys who have said they're ready, and they're ready now.
The match will kick off at 4 p.m. at the RFUA grounds. Abdullah Ahmed, KTN Sports.
Yes, Abdullah Ahmed was there when that team was being unveiled. I know I won't interact with him much about that at this stage, but we're going to be talking much more about this Kenyan team. But aside of the Kenyan team, we also had the German machines because for them they're saying, we're coming to Kenya and yes, it is a test match and maybe it's going to better our rankings. For them, they're saying we must win this game. Yes, we know it will not be an easy affair because you're playing away, but their target is to secure a victory and maybe be able to better their position in terms of the World 15th rankings. Take a look.
Well, we think it's going to be a very, very tough game. We've seen how good they've been in the past few years here at home, and we've got some footage of those games, and we can see that it's a very, very tough team, and especially here with the conditions, if they've got ball in hand, they're very, very difficult. Yeah, some of our guys that's come from South Africa, they cope with it much easier, but the European guys, they struggle a bit, and they're blowing a bit after a few minutes on the field, so that will make it interesting. Yeah.
Yes, the Germans are very, very eager and optimistic that they're going to better their performance and maybe be able to secure a victory against Kenya. But now, Robinson Okenya has been following what has been happening actually at the RFA grounds. We know today we also had an enticing Enterprise Cup match. And Okenya, if you can hear me, what kind of atmosphere is it at the RFA grounds, and what are we expecting from the Kenyan team? At the same time, how spicy has the Enterprise final been?
Well, Moses, from what we've seen in the Enterprise Cup that has just been retained by KCB RFC, then we will be having a fireworks, field tie that is between Kenya and Germany at 4 o'clock. Remember, KCB have retained the Enterprise Cup by beating Cabras 27-23. It was not an easy encounter, and remember, Cabras were leading this match 16-15 at halftime, but KCB rather managed to overturn that and become champions. But I'm joined here by a guy who's been following the two teams, that is Kenya. He's been with Germany when they came here into the country on Wednesday, and that is the game that we are looking at. But before I talk to him about that, we are going to talk a little bit about the match between KCB and Cabras, and his name is none other than Eric Njiru from Raga House. Good afternoon, Eric.
Good afternoon, Rabi.
First of all, Cabras, KCB, is it that Cabras can never beat KCB now?
Let me say, of course, Cabras they played so well, but in the first half they were leading 16-15. But when they came back the second half, it's about who wanted the game so much. KCB, they gave in the second half, they scored a couple of tries, couple of points, but Cabras only scored 8 points. But the Cabras needed this final more than actually KCB needed it, because KCB are the Kenya Cup champions, so Cabras needed at least to win something to finish their season at least on a good way, because they lost in the final of the Kenya Cup, now they're losing the Enterprise Cup. So I feel KCB stepped up in the game and they knew that they were going for the cup, and the second half determines what you're going to do, and I think congratulations to KCB. Yeah.
We are going into the match that everybody here is waiting for. That is the match between Kenya and Germany. Remember, for 4 years, Kenya has not lost here at home. And probably before we get to talk about that, one of the captain from KCB is actually joining me right here. His name is Curtis Lilako. He is the cap that they've just retained the Enterprise Cup winners for the year 2017. They won it in 2016. They won it in 2015. It seems Enterprise Cup is what they are made of. Remember, they are also the Kenya Cup champions for the year 2017. Curtis, how are you doing?
I'm good, but I'm tired.
Tough encounter.
Yeah, very tough. We knew they'd come hard. We knew they were going to change up their game plan, and they did. They put early points before us, and we knew how to dig deep and try to get the victory.
Is it that Cabras can never beat you? You beat them in Kenya Cup final. You beat them twice in the Kenya Cup final. You beat them in the Enterprise Cup final. Is it that they can never beat you?
I know those are just words. I think anytime we take on the pitch, we just take any team that comes. Maybe it's rather unfortunate that it always lands on them, but that's not something we go by. We just take every game as they come.
Probably Cabras were leading at halftime, but you guys managed to overturn that. How did it happen?
I think we just had to dig deep. During halftime, we had a talk, and we decided that we couldn't give them easy points. We gave them very easy points in the first half, and we told each other if they're going to win, we had to give them a fight. We would let them just win it easy.
Kenya is playing right here next at 4 o'clock. What do you expect? You played for Simbas before. What do you expect in that match?
A very good game of rugby. We have boys who are very able, and expect a good entertainment from them. New players coming in, and they're very good. I've played with most of them around, and expect a very good game and a victory.
Thanks a lot, Curtis. That is Curtis Lilako, the captain for KCB. They've just retained the Enterprise Cup. And I was talking to Eric Njiru right here, and we were talking about the game that we're expecting, that is between Kenya and Germany. 5 guys making a debut this afternoon. What do you expect, Eric?
Yeah, of course, I expect a very good match. It's going to show where we are as far as the 2017 year is concerned, because it's our first game in the year, and it actually have a full impact on the rankings. If we lose this game, it means what we lose, Germany will take it, and they'll go up in the rankings, and we'll go down. They're not 25 and 23, but we actually need to win this game, because these are guys who have been performing so well in the Kenya Cup, and I believe they can make it in the international stage. Remember, we got a couple of matches coming up in July, in June, in August, playing Uganda, playing Namibia and Zimbabwe. Remember, we're just building up to next year's World Cup qualifiers, and this game remains crucial to both teams because of Germany are looking to go for the World Cup qualifiers in the Europe.
Germany brought the guys who play in Super Rugby for South Africa, some play in France. I mean, how hard is it going to be for Kenya to crack Germany, having in mind that they lost to Spain and Russia before coming here?
I feel, apart from even losing, it's a team that they beat actually Romania. I remember Romania took part in the 2015 World Cup that was held in England. So Germany is actually not a simple team. We're also not a simple team. We've got very good guys who are playing here, but I feel this game, whoever is going to win this game, it will be with a small margin because Germany is a good team, Kenya is a good team, but we are looking to see how those young guys are doing, the likes of Oscar Simi, of course, Kevin Massey, of course, starting, and so many others, the likes of Samson Onsomu. All eyes will be on them. Will they be the future of Kenya? Will they take us to the World Cup? That's the main question this afternoon.
Well, thanks a lot, Eric. I know we'll be watching that match with you, and we'll be bringing you more updates about the game that will be played at 4. That is between Kenya and Germany. Remember, Kenya has not lost for 4 years here at home. The last time Kenya lost here at home was against Uganda in the Elgon Cup, Moses. And we'll be giving you more updates, of course, from the fans here, what the expectations are about this match. And remember, it's Kenya's first outing in 2017. Will they start with a win and see what we saw last year? Remember, Kenya climbed almost 13 places to get to where they are right now. So are we going to go higher than this? Back to you, Moses.
Thank you very much, Robinson Okenya. They are just telling us what should we be expecting in the Kenyan affair, actually, against the Germans. And the news that he also just told us, the Enterprise Cup has been retained by KCB, who again, they've been able to secure that victory against Cabraz. So it seems like Cabraz are the whooping boys when we talk about them playing against KCB. But Cabraz always stands out, and they always try to be as impressive as they can. But sadly for them, they lost in the Kenya Cup final. At the same time, they've been able to lose, sadly for them, against KCB. 27-23, the final score. We expect a very enticing match, Abula, when Kenya actually go out there to face Germany. Or do you think, again, Kenya will continue winning at home against these international teams that visit?
It's going to be tough for Kenya. Yeah, we are at home, and it's a good thing that we see fans have come in large numbers. As when they were naming the team, KRO chairman Richard Omwela and also Simiu, the coach, urged fans to come in large numbers to cheer the team because the 12th man or the 16th man is very important in these matches. And I think it's a good gesture from the fans and also for Team Kenya. Robinson said we haven't lost in 4 years at home against Germany. Germany have had a good record in Europe. They've been registering good results. So it's going to be tough. Ranked 25th, Kenya right now 24th. It's not going to be an easy match. But I think Kenya being at home, we're used to the ground, and also the fans will be behind us. I think it's going to be a win for Kenya.
A win for Kenya, yes. If you saw, actually, the RFA grounds is almost packed this time. So a lot is expected from the Kenyan fans who will be cheering the Kenyan team with an aim just to make sure that Kenya is going to be able to secure that much and needed victory against Germans. But at the same time, it is not going to be an easy match, but we wish Simba all the best. And for me, I also expect them to win that match against the Germans. Now, moving on, we talk about matters to do with athletics, and yes, we know that Kenya is going to be hosting the World Under-18 Championship, and one Mwangi Muthee is a very optimistic man. He's saying that we've done everything the way we're supposed to be doing, and we're the right track. We expect to have a spicy and a very, very positive event when we host the different nationalities that are going to be coming the Kenyan way to just try to be able to compete at the World Under-18 Championship. Lynn Washira has more details on that.
Hundreds of athletes hoping to represent Kenya at the World Under-18 Athletics Championships turned up at the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret for day one of the Games pre-trial championships. All the regions sent the teams that they have been preparing for the Global Games set to be held in Nairobi. The pre-trial championships will be used to pick the best athletes who will then be subjected to the national trials where a Kenyan team will be named. The two-day event will come to an end Friday. Meanwhile, the World Under-18 Games CEO Mwangi Muthee has continued with his assurance that Kenya will host a successful event despite being behind schedule at the venue.
90% of the work has already been done, and fitting the tartan track should not worry people so much because That is what we can do day and night. And even if the competition was in 2 weeks' time, we are going to be ready. We are in July. We are in May, and the event is in July. We are going to have a wonderful, wonderful championship.
The First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, who is the game's patron, made an impromptu visit to the stadium early in the week.
She wanted to know when we start laying the tartan track, and I'm